What up, internet? It is the notorious B.I.V here. How y'all doing? Um, so apparently today, uh, Gina Carano got uh, fired from the Mandalorian by Disney. They finally gave in to the crazy woke mobs that have been trying to get her canceled for forever. And yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing, man. Like I'm a fairly conservative guy, right? But like I don't expect the world to bend over backwards for me, okay? So like, you guys all know I love Marvel movies, right? So, um, you know, most of the Marvel actors are friggin' crazy, nut job woke idiots, right? For lack of a better term. Like Chris Evans. Chris Evans is an amazing Captain America. Love him as Captain America. He goes off on Twitter with his crazy political views and whatever else, and that's fine, right? Like I'm okay with that. I don't wanna, I don't wanna like can't get Chris Evans fired because he said something that I didn't like on Twitter. I don't care. Like you know, I've I've dealt with that most of my life. Like most of my music, most musicians I like, most actors I like, whatever else. Like I know in their personal lives, like they don't really mix with me generally, and I've just dealt with that, right? Like separate. I guess I separate the art from the artist generally. So so it bugs me that these woke people wanted to get Gina Carano fired. I guess, and I guess I would just say this honestly to all of you who care about who really like are woke, right? Consider yourselves woke, and you subscribe to all that type of ideology. Like, let me ask you this: like, why instead of like trying to get Gina Carano fired, how about you boycott Disney, right? Like, you know what I mean? Why don't those people uh, just cancel their Disney Plus subscriptions because Gina Carano sucks? We're gonna cancel our subscription, right? Why is it? Why is it that now the rest of us now have to cancel our Disney Plus subscriptions because you didn't like Gina Carano? You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, like Disney. I mean, for example, most of these companies, all these companies that are like all these companies mostly pay lip service to wokeism, right? And so, for example, Disney. Okay, Disney. Um, there was that deal uh, where they made the for the Return of the Jet. No, for the Last Jedi, right? For the poster for the Last Jedi, they made John Boyega's picture really small in the background, right? Because China hates black people, basically, um, right? They did that for China. So if you people really like are really into woke, why don't you hold Disney accountable for stuff like that, right? Why is it okay for them just to pay lip service to what you believe in, and do the opposite when it's like, oh, we want that China money, so we don't care about black people now all of a sudden, right? Like honestly, all these companies they pay lip service to all these companies that put up the rainbow flag for LGBTQ month or whatever, right? For Gay Pride Month. None of them care. Do any of them really care? I mean, probably one or two do, but I would say the vast majority don't, right? So why don't you guys hold them accountable if you really believe, if you're really passionate about that, about woke ideas and stuff, why don't you hold those companies accountable? I mean, why do you just give them a pass and just You know, why are you giving Disney a pass right now and just trying to get Gina Carano fired, right? So that's what I would say to you guys. As for me, I think it is time to part ways with Disney. Honestly, I just so I'm gonna be canceling my Disney Plus subscription, and I encourage you guys to do as well, to all my viewers. But yeah, I mean, again, it's up to you. You know, everyone's got to make their own decisions, and I respect that. That's cool. Do what's best for you. But just keep in mind that Disney doesn't care about anyone. Disney doesn't. They care about money, and I get that. You know, like sure, make a buck. That's cool. But there are just some lines that I feel like should not be crossed. For example, we don't bend the knee to China, right? Just because we want that China money, we don't look past. We don't censor things for China. We don't uh, we don't bend over backwards to please China. They're not us. They believe differently than we do, and they're doing a lot of bad things right now. They've got these Uyghur Muslims in concentration camps and things. Is that okay? Why is that okay? No, it's not okay, right? And so you know until we actually and really it's all about money. I mean until we speak with money and say we're not going to put up with this. You're not getting our money. That's the only time the way they're going to hear us. You know, that's the only way we can change things. So that's why I'm going to be canceling my Disney Plus subscription. Again, you got to do what's right for you. You know, I'm gonna watch the Falcon and Winter Soldier first. Like, you know, again, maybe that's weak. Maybe that's weak of me, but I'm definitely gonna watch the Falcon and Winter Soldier. But then I'm done. I don't think I'm gonna do any videos on the Falcon and Winter Soldier, just because I'm done promoting Disney. I'll finish out my WandaVision series, I guess, of videos. And honestly, like, as far as the Mandalorian, maybe if you really can't like bring yourself to cancel your Disney Plus subscription, at least like don't watch the Mandalorian. Maybe, or consider not watching the Mandalorian. That's one way you could make your voice heard, I guess. As far as the Mandalorian is concerned, like I don't. It's decent. It's a decent series, but like you know, I don't know. I kind of joked with someone a while back that the Mandalorian, the first few episodes, it always waits to get good until like the last half of the season. It seems like season 1 I wasn't really impressed until about episode 6, and then it got really good. Season 2, I honestly didn't love season 2. It seemed like, and by the way, there are spoilers for season 2, okay? I'm warning you, spoilers for season friggin' 2. Anyway, yeah, I didn't love The Mandalorian season 2. It seemed like every other episode was like, oh look, it's Ahsoka. Oh look, it's Bo-Katan. Oh look, it's Boba Fett. Right? It's like it kind of ceased to be The Mandalorian and was more like, oh look, here's this character we're gonna spin off. Oh look, here's this character we're gonna spin off, and it was just like introducing all these characters. And honestly, it felt like they kind of made The Mandalorian into Forrest Gump in a lot of ways. If you guys don't know Forrest Gump, it was a show in the '90s, Tom Hanks movie, where he plays this kind of dim-witted guy from dim-witted Southern dude from Mississippi or something like that, was it? I forget. And and um, he just kind of he kind of stumbles through all these like major events that happened like in the 70s and 80s. Um, like he meets John Lennon on a talk show, for example, um, and John Lennon like gets the idea for the song Imagine from like talking to Forrest Gump, right? And things like that. Like he just kind of like stumbles through. He meets like Nixon and JFK and things like that, and it's just like and it made me. The Mandalorian was like that. It was like why does this character, this one person, the Mandalorian, like bump into all these like, you know, just happen to bump into, Ahsoka, and he just happens to bump into Bo-Katan, and he just happens to bump into, Luke Skywalker, right? That part, I gotta say, it was kind of cool. Okay, it was kind of cool. In the very last episode to see him, to see Luke come in there and like mess shit up. You know what I mean? But but like, but it was also really just kind of cheeseball. Like, I mean, first of all, it was a massive. It was just a massive like Deus ex machina, right? I mean, it's like, you know, they get on this ship and they work their way to the bridge and whatever, but now they're trapped and like, oh no, how are we going to get out? Oh, I know. We'll just write it into the script that you guys get saved miraculously by Luke, right? Um, you know what I mean? When there was no setup, there was no hint that, right? He just miraculously shows up at the end to save everybody, And it's like, okay, yeah, I like Luke, I'm a fan or whatever, but like, um, but that was just like, it was just from a storytelling perspective, it's just like, why did that happen? You know, it was just bad storytelling. It's like, there's no reason for Luke to just show up out of nowhere. Like, how did he know they were there? And yeah, the Force. Okay, sure. He can sense this and that in the Force, maybe. I don't know, but it just seemed really like kind of silly. I don't know. And granted, like it was spoiled for me. I saw a thumbnail on like some videos that like Luke was in the final episode, so I saw those before I actually saw the episode. So I kind of knew that he was in it. But but yeah, that just like, I don't know. It was just kind of silly. Um, and then honestly, like the end credit scene should have teased like, the Mandalorian season 3. It should have been something like, but instead it was Boba Fett. It's like, hey, we have a Boba Fett show coming. And it's like, yeah, okay, great. I'm watching the Mandalorian. Why are you telling me this? I mean, it was just way too like, it was just way too focused on all the spin-offs, and we got just way less of the Mandalorian, which, I don't care if they introduce new characters here and there and stuff, but it was just way too coincidental, and just like, I don't know, it didn't seem to flow for me. But anyway, so honestly, I'm not gonna miss the Mandalorian. I really won't. Um, Star. I kind of realized. I kind of realized a long time ago that Star Wars is just, it's dead. You know. And I and I was I was a huge. I've been a huge fan of Star Wars like all my life. I saw the first trilogy when I was a little kid, and played with the figures and like was totally into it. Right. I've never been a big. I've never gone to any cons or anything like that, like Comic Con or any of those things. So, um, I've never like, cosplayed as Luke or anything, gone to a con or anything like that. So maybe I'm not like a super fan, but But I'm a pretty big fan, and honestly, after the last, after the sequel trilogy, and now just watching the Mandalorian, I'm just like, you know, the Mandalorian's been pretty good, but it's just not the same. It's just not Star Wars to me, really. Anyway, so I'm not gonna miss the Mandalorian. I'm canceling my Disney Plus subscription after this is all over. After I watch the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Again, you decide what's right for you. But yeah, I just thought I'd make this video. I hope I didn't offend anyone. That's not my intent. But yeah, I just, until we speak up, until we start speaking up with our money, right? Withholding our money from the things that bug us, then things aren't going to change. So we gotta do what we can. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. I will be doing my WandaVision episode 6 video, hopefully Saturday if I get around to it. But hope, cause sometimes it drags into Monday, so hopefully Saturday. Anyway, guys, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment on the video. Let me know what you think about the whole Disney Plus Gina Carano deal. And I'll see you all in the next video. Yeah.